This segment is sponsored by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. Join us in preserving and protecting Tennessee's wildlife. All right, welcome back, everyone. This is our third segment of Southern Woods and Waters. You can call us here at 737-7767, area code 615. And if you got any questions for Wes or the Tennessee Deerhunters Facebook page, but till those calls start coming in, Wes, how simple is it to get on with Tennessee Deerhunters?
All you got to do is send me a request.
It's
really easy. I'll look at it and accept you.
That's right.
Add you to the group.
I mean, it's if people don't realize what kind of information this site is giving out, and you know, I like to hear when people start seeing more button bucks. That means the doe's moved them out. That's her way of getting rid of incestual breeding, is making the boys leave and where she can hang around the girls. And so when you start seeing that, you know the rut's not too far off. I mean, you better be planning some stuff.
Yeah.
But y'all give out information such as where to place your stands. You know, you give them reminders. Hey guys, it's time to get that corn up or that feed up, or whatever you've been summertime feeding. It's time to make sure it's gone.
Right now, everybody's, of course, you know, posting trail camera pictures, and
I've enjoyed seeing some of those.
Showing what they're
Well, I
getting
want to
on
ask you
camera.
this: what's the purple paint, blue paint kind of thing? I mean, the purple paint's coming out in Tennessee. What's your take on this?
I don't know. You know, looking at it from, I guess there's some good sides and bad sides of that. I mean, you're going to have a good survey line.
Yes.
To know where your purple paint is supposed to go in the first place. You know, and you know, being in real estate myself, you know, I know a lot of times you don't have that clear property line all the way down the edge.
Right.
So, you know, you need to know your property boundary. You know.
And here's the other thing: legal wise, you know, we used to have that hunting by written permission only, and you had to place that every 50 yards. It had to be on the property or the border of the property. And the reason we did that is because the landowner didn't want to have to go to court if somebody was caught on the property trespassing. A game warden could just simply arrest them, give them a citation, give them a court date to appear. You are trespassing, and the landowner did not have to be present in the courtroom for them to prosecute.
Right.
Is that same thing going on with the purple paint? Does that purple paint represent those same?
That's the way I understand it to be.
I sort of say the way I understood it, it does. Yeah.
Okay.
And like Wes said, I mean, you have to have a good, clear property line as far as knowing where it's at, because, of course, you don't want something to happen and then turn out you had your property line marked wrong. Yeah. You know, when it all comes down to it. But yeah, the way I understand it, it's supposed to have the same upholding as it did with those written by permission only.
Kind of the thought that I had in reading on it and everything. We had a caller that called in. We've had some people email us and wanting to know. You know, what does the purple paint mean? What does the purple paint mean?
Well, if the paint would last longer, you know, that'd be one of the good things.
And it would be easier. You know, I think it'd be easier to do, and it'd be less money on the landowner. Go get you some cans of purple paint and wear it out. And,
here's the other thing too.
So,
with that, if you're caught inside the boundary of that purple paint and you don't actually own that property, it's always nice to have a permission card.
You need that card.
You need that card,
regardless.
And I know hundreds of guys that never get that card.
I did it for years. I did until about the time I was in school and started learning a lot of that stuff. And now I keep one all the time, even on our properties we've had for years, for that reason. Because if you're approached by a warden, he's just doing his job.
That's all he's doing.
But make it easy on him. You know, anybody could sit there and tell him, oh yeah, Mr. Smith said I can hunt this place. If you have a card signed by Mr. Smith, you hand it to him that quick.
It's a done deal.
It's a done deal.
It's over.
Yeah.
He'll go. That game warden will say, "Have a great day."
Yeah. Have a safe
turn
hunt
around
and
go on.
Yeah. But if you don't, he has to look into that further.
You bet
That's his job.
That's his job.
If he didn't, and it turned out you weren't supposed to be there, and somebody else going to be upset with him for not, you know. So instead of putting him in that situation, just have your card ready
and be ready to show it.
Show it.
That's right. Hey, we got a caller here. Let's go with Jimmy, how can we help you? Jimmy? Hello? We don't have Jimmy. All right. Okay, I'll put him on hold. We may be experiencing technical difficulties, but we'll find out. But hang on there, Jimmy. We're going to try and get to you, brother. The purple paint has been an issue. Here's the other one. Now we've talked about our rights as deer hunters that we have the right to hunt here in the state of Tennessee. That was approved by proclamation and voter and everything, and it's approved. I mean, it's a done deal. That's in the books. But we still have people that are hitting those gray areas with us. And I know of some instances down in Columbia, Tennessee, where the guy didn't want the guy next to him hunting at all. So he goes and invests in corn, bags of corn, and he lines his fence row up with corn to keep this other fella from being able to hunt, because
I was going to say,
that guy is shooting deer going to or from that corn.
Yeah, that's a hard one to address too.
It is.
And this guy too, if it's the one I think you're talking about, he was on 20-something acres,
yes,
correct? And
yes.
it ran straight back. So no matter where the guy sat,
yeah,
he's within 250 yards. There was no way around it, and it caused an issue.
I think we need to address those kind of issues.
Right.
The guy putting out the corn, sure, he's got the right to feed animals if he wants to, but the guy that's hunting the 20 acres beside him has the right to hunt too.
Yeah.
And so I think that has a lot
you would
to do.
think being on a different property that there could be some kind of, stipulation in there that, make that different.
Yeah,
I think we're going to have to address
work
that.
around too. That's not an easy call. It's not an easy solution. It has to.
No.
What they're going to have to do is
all
just
right. We
one
got
way
a
or the
couple
other.
of callers on here. We got Jerry. Jerry, how can we help you? Jerry,
I'm calling in again to see when they're going to hold Center Hill Lake up.
Jerry, I don't know. Now I heard October.
Yeah.
I heard that again.
I've heard several things, to be honest. So I don't know either for sure.
I'm gonna tell you something, Jerry. When I see it rising, then I'll know. but
we'll let everybody know.
But I'm gonna tell you, I thought it was gonna come up there for a while. I thought they were gonna do it, and it hadn't happened.
No.
It
So
got
big
up one
project.
time there, a decent
Yep.
level, and then they dropped the bottom out of it again, and it's been up 3 or 4 times since then, and they just dropped back down. It's getting hard to catch fish on Center Hill Lake.
It does. The fish don't know whether to go deep or stay shallow.
They don't have a lot of choice.
They don't have any choices down there. But you're right, Jerry. And let me tell you something. If they give us any information, I promise you, you'll be hearing it right here on this show. Okay?
I try to catch enough fish to have fish fry there at church. So, man, I'm telling you, it's hard to do.
You've struggled, haven't you?
I sure have.
I'll tell you something, man.
Even trot line, I can't even catch a decent fish on trot lines.
Hey, everybody's having that kind of problem right now, except for Sid Herring.
And
Sid and Bubba,
they'll reach
grab
under
them
a
with
rock
their
and grab
hands.
one for you.
But Jerry, let's stay with the trot lines and see what we can do.
Yeah, I fished that lake for between 45 and 50 years. I spent a lot of money over the years trying to learn how to catch fish on that lake, but man, it's getting hard.
It's getting hard, brother, but I tell you what, if we hear anything, Jerry, we're going to let everybody know it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Go your show.
Appreciate you very much. And we got
Scott.
Scott, how can we help you?
I want to make a comment on something you said a while ago about if you want to bow hunt, you want to muzzleloader hunt, you want to gun hunt. Don't belittle another hunter
That's right.
for what they want to do.
That's right.
Something else I want to make a point of.
Okay.
Somebody's trophy may be a 6-pointer versus
Absolutely.
a 10-pointer.
What'd I tell you, Wes?
We had that very same conversation.
We've got enough of people against us out there, as you said a while ago. So, I mean, we ought to not tear a hunter down because he wants to kill a 4 or 6-pointer. That might be all he has on his property. You may have already covered this, but I just got to the show a little bit ago.
Yeah.
But just wanted to throw that out there because I see it constantly. Y'all were talking about Facebook. Somebody will kill a small buck or even a small turkey, and then and everybody just crawls on him and makes him feel like it's not worth nothing. But that might be a trophy to that person. So
it could be.
I'm gonna tell you,
and I'm gonna hang up and listen to y'all's comments. But enjoy the show.
We appreciate you very much, calling. Scott, and we thank you for the call. And I'm gonna tell you something. He's exactly right.
Yeah.
Here's another thing that not many people think of. That may be the only day that hunter gets to hunt.
It might be, and again, it might be somebody that needs meat.
6-pointer that had the scrackly looking, he may be the only thing that walks out.
Whatever makes you happy, if you shoot. You know, you're the one pulling the trigger. You know, and so. You know, and too, that's one of our rules actually on the group.
Yeah, it is, and it's actually very regulated.
No downgrading, and you know, it's something we have to really stay on top of quite a bit.
He's also right about the turkeys. I've heard several guys say,
I have to.
I'd have let that and walk. You know, that and strut it right on through. Or you don't shoot jakes when there's 10 of them running. Come on, dude. I don't know. I really don't know if that person, that's the only day they get to hunt.
That's right.
And you got different levels of experience.
Yeah,
you know, some people got better places to hunt than others. Some of them only have public land.
Let me tell you something we have done, Wes. We have taken handicapped people out and let them shoot just whatever.
Yeah,
if it walks out, we give them. If it's brown, it's down. If it's got a tail to it and a beard, shoot it. Because you never know, that may be the only opportunity this year they get to go.
That's right.
And that's what's sad. Is we think that everybody is a 120-day hunter, and they're not.
And everybody think they all have 1,000 acres to hunt
and
on.
They don't.
They might have.
They might be like a guy with 20 acres and he can't even hunt.
That's right. And we did not cover that earlier, but we did talk about that right before the show tonight. You know, the same thing. You know, as
I'm
far
not going to tell somebody that they can't.
And there's special situations too. You know, I'll tell you, and you know, I shot a jake this year because my little girl called it in. That's what the most trophy turkey I've ever pulled the trigger on in my life.
Absolutely. It's the one that she's going to remember forever.
So you know, it has nothing to do with the size of the rack or anything else. It just doesn't. Not when it's whatever's in your eyes what matters.
Let's go do our tip of the week right quick. Our tip of the week is being brought to you by Davidson County Farmers Co-op. Visit all those fine folks, Miss Laura over there. Hey, they are got everything from mineral blocks. People ask you and I on Facebook
every day. I get questions about what are you doing right now?
What are you doing to get trail cam pictures?
Where do you go to get your?
If you go to the co-op,
that's right.
You can get this stuff, same stuff that we put out.
Yep.
And it works. And I'm telling you. So what's a great tip?
Well, I think what we ought to, well, that is a great tip. But, you know, I think this week, we're talking about Tennessee deer hunters. Use this as another tool. Look at it as another tool in your bag. You can't solely rely on it. But I'll tell you, it doesn't matter how experienced you are. I mean, I've done this my whole life. You've done it I learn something new on there all the time. And use it as another way to gain information, not only on what the deer are doing at the time or how they're moving. These guys have rutting deer. These, you know, even in summer we're talking. We have fawns dropping over here right now, and now we have fawns. And I talked about the 200-day fawn count. You know, counting back. A lot of that ties together. So that's my tip this week: is use these sites and things like that as another tool in your bag.
I think that's exactly what we need to do. Hey, we got to take another break. When we come back, we got a newbie over here behind the recipe of the week over here, and we're dying to let him shine.
Yeah.
So hurry back. You get to see Mr. Andy Coker. We'll be right back with more Southern Woods and Water.